Hi, it's me, Caribbean Andy. Today we're making a cocktail that I would argue I'm passionate about. I actually came up with this recipe last summer, and had it on a menu to some moderate level of success. But today we're going to make a Midori sour. Midori is a melon liqueur. It's Japanese. It's made by Suntory Whiskey. It was actually introduced in the United States in 1978 at Studio 54. So you hear the phrase disco drink tossed around a lot. I don't know that there is something that better encapsulates that idea than a Midori sour. The thing about disco drinks from the 70s and 80s, they're gross. That was a really dark time for cocktail making. So something that I found really fun and interesting is sort of taking the idea of these old 70s cocktail recipes and making them better. And that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So we're going to do it in this little punch glass, and we can go ahead and chill it. Typical Midori sour back in 1978 would probably just be some pre-made sour mix and Midori. We are going to do equal parts of Midori, 1.5 ounces, and we're going to do 1.5 ounces of gin. I chose Blue Coat because it's very, very citrus forward. So 1.5 ounces of that as well. And then we're going to do 3/4 ounce of lime juice. Basically following, pretty standard recipe for a sour. I chose 1.5 ounces over 1.25 and 1.25 because my jigger is not lined for that, and it's easier to do 1.5. So 1.5 of each of those, 3/4 of your lime juice, and then, like a modern cocktail sour, we're going to use egg. And egg white, you can use aquafaba instead. That's actually what I did in the original recipe. One thing I'm going to recommend to you, do not crack your egg directly over your mixing tin. The dangers of consuming raw egg don't actually lie with the egg white. The egg is pasteurized, but it's the shell where there's a risk of contamination. So as soon as you get eggshell in your cocktail, you've got to throw the whole thing away. Easier thing to do. This table doesn't work. I'm going to just crack it into a bowl. Probably can't see this with that tin in the way, but put that there. And then this is usually about 3/4 ounce to an ounce of liquid. Let's just toss it in the jigger. It's a little over 3/4. Put that in there. And then we're going to do a reverse double shake. So I'm going to pack my tin with ice. And I literally mean it, as much ice as you can get in here. And then shake it as hard as you can. Not done yet. Oh, it's stuck. That's embarrassing. Okay, it's going to be really frothy already. What we're going to do is single strain back into our tin. Let it aerate a bit. You want to get air in here. Every last drop. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if I was making this for you at a bar? Probably change your mind and leave. It's been like 40 minutes. Discard all of this. And you could do 1 cube in here right now if you wanted to, but I'm not gonna. Then you're gonna do a whip shake. Any ice shards that are left behind that you'd normally double strain out are gonna melt. You can hear it. There's still some in there, but that'll get caught by our strainer. Discard this ice. And that leaves us with the beautiful, frothy Midori sour. Now, in terms of garnish, if you want, you can use some bitters, put that on top. Honestly, I don't love the flavor of Peychaud's on its own, but it's what would look the coolest. Any other bitters on top, or, I mean, come on. Do you need to change that? Cheers, guys. This is so fun to me. It's this sort of, sort of silly whimsy that I think really lacked in a lot of cocktails when I started bartending, with all this focus on mustaches and suspenders and extreme technique. Like, let's have something that's bright green. And I think we really are transitioning more towards that now. If this is the kind of thing that appeals to you too, hey, give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and like the video. Let me know some of your favorite disco drinks down below. This whole month, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these old 70s, sometimes older, sometimes newer recipes, and show you the ways that I've improved upon them. So go ahead and subscribe if that's something you're into. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Cheers.